today's video, we are going to look at Bitcoin, gold, altcoins, and why do I think we are still going to have 150, 200K top for Bitcoin this year. So really good video ahead. Let's go into it. So let's first start with altcoins. So as you can see, over a year, majority of altcoins are underperforming against Bitcoin. Even if you look today, Bitcoin dominance is rising. So as you can see, what I call the Red Sea, almost every altcoin is suffering. So until Bitcoin dominance starts to decline, usually happens when we are in quantitative easing. We are still in quantitative tightening, meaning the Federal Reserve is still selling treasuries and mortgage-backed securities. So we still have more pain ahead, in my opinion, but I think we are transitioning from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. Also, I'm starting to see a potential bottom for Ethereum against Bitcoin. Historically, you only had bull markets for altcoins when Ethereum was really strong. At the moment, Ethereum is really, really weak. So altcoin suffering makes sense because Bitcoin dominance keeps rising. Yesterday, 300 million worth of crypto was liquidated, 89 million for Ethereum, 63 for Bitcoin. That's why you see Ethereum below 2K again. Until Ethereum starts to become better against Bitcoin, when Ethereum starts to outperform Bitcoin, altcoins are going to suffer. So for now, we have to wait until Ethereum finds a bottom. Historically, I think we are really, really close. Another very, very important thing, this is the chart of Bitcoin and global M2 supply that basically measures the amount of money in circulation, deposits, and there is a 90% correlation between Bitcoin and money supply. If you add 107 days to 108 days lag, you can see that is following with 90% correlation. So if Bitcoin keeps falling with a 90% correlation money supply, we're going to have, or I'll say around May, of course, I don't know the exact date, of course, around May, you're going to have a really good bounce for Bitcoin. Also, April is taxation in the US. So of course, we're going to be selling pressure, but this is very, very important. And 90% correlation in investing, this is absolutely insane. So Bitcoin and global M2, they have a lot of correlation, something I'm looking at. Another very important thing is gold. So gold keeps rising. And this is not very good because if gold is rising, it means people are afraid of inflation. Tariffs are very inflationary because you are putting taxes in imported goods for manufacturers in the United States. It's really bad because they're going to have to pay additionally to import goods from China or other countries. So initially it's bad. Of course, long term might be a good thing because you're going to improve the manufacturing industry in the United States. That's really weak. As you can see, the United States imports far more than exports, which means they have a weak manufacture. So gold is rising, is around 2-3K. This is because of not only tariffs, also the war between Russia and Ukraine, Israel, but it's not really good for inflation. It's not good for risk on assets when you have gold that historically has been one of the best assets to buy in times of fear. The fact that gold is going higher, it's not really good. So another thing I'm looking at is gold. As you can see, between 2009 and 2012, gold prices jumped 50% amid the Great Recession and the US Federal Reserve quantitative easing. So we might be either in a crisis or also close to one. That's why you see Bitcoin and in this case gold having such a big increase. People might also go to Bitcoin because it's the digital gold, but in general, it's not very good to see gold doing so well. So now let's look into the chart of Bitcoin. So as you can see, we are in a downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs until Bitcoin starts to close above 92 to 93K. We are still in a downtrend. I'll say I become bullish again on Bitcoin price-wise if we start closing above 100K. Above 100K, bullish again, between 93 and 96, the first few signals of it. but for now we are still in a downtrend, as you can see, making lower lows and lower highs. So price wise, we are still in a downtrend. If you look at momentum indicator on the second day, we still have far more to go higher. So even if I think we might go to 78 to 76, if you put the global M2 with 107 days, yeah, exactly. So let's look at this. As you can see, the correlation is really good between Bitcoin and money supply. It's been following impressively with big correlation. So even this bounce here, as you can see, it's similar to money supply. Goes here, fails to break, goes down again, like we are seeing now, and it never breaks the bottom, which is around here. So if Bitcoin even comes here, is following the trajectory of M2, as long as we don't break 76K, I think it will follow money supply, and around, I'd say the beginning of May, we're gonna have a big increase if we keep following money supply. So something good to look at. In terms of EMAs, also I like to look at the 12 and 21. We are below it. So until we close above the 12 and 21, also really good to identify trend. Bitcoin is still in a downtrend. So till we close above, I'd say for me 93K causes a break of structure. Till then, we are still in a downtrend. I think we might range a bit more between where we are now and 70s. I don't think we lose 75K. And if we start closing above this, 93, bullish, please short term, but 100K, yeah, we are going to attempt new all-time highs. Another very important thing is Bitcoin dominance. This is the most important thing for altcoins. So when you look at this chart, you can see that the trend is really powerful. Bitcoin has been dominating against altcoins for 3 years, more or less. We only had alt season, as you can see here, when Bitcoin dominance hit 70% at least. So alt season right here around 2017, mini alt season between 2019 September and September of 2020. Also you had a mini alt season, and then you had big bull market when the Federal Reserve had low interest rates, started quantitative easing because of COVID. Bitcoin dominance went from 73K to 39. This happened also because the Federal Reserve printed 40% of the money supply in 1 year. I don't think they will do the same. I don't think we're going to have such a big bull market for altcoins. But even if we do something like this, where we reach, I'll say, between 68 and 70%, and then go to 50, this is already a big crash for Bitcoin dominance, and we might have, we're going to have a really big increase for altcoins. I don't think we're going to have the kind of bull market like last cycle, because you had far less altcoins. Now you have so many shit coins in the market that I think you're going to have less altcoins doing very well. But the really good ones, which I think are Tau, Solana, Sui, I think Hyperliquid also has a lot of potential. Bitcoin will keep doing well. I think Solana might start taking some market share of Ethereum. It already is. So this is my outlook in terms of altcoins. The ones I'm looking at, Tau, I think, has a really good product. Decentralized AI infrastructure, more important than ever now with the increase of AI, with the exponential potential of artificial intelligence. You need decentralized infrastructure. I think Tau is as important as Bitcoin. I think Sui, very, very important too. Layer 1, very complete, similar to Solana. I think these two are going to compete. Another one that I really like is Sonic. Also, I think has a lot of potential. Mantra for risk on for real world assets. Hyperliquid, decentralized exchange. So you have a few coins that I think have potential. But of course, if Bitcoin now goes to 76, we're going to see altcoins keep suffering. But I think around May, we're going to have an increase for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to whatever, 110 to 120, I think this time, because Bitcoin dominance is so high, we're going to have a big increase for altcoins as well, at least short term. So this is what I'm looking at, guys. Thank you for the support. If you want to be part of my Discord, send me a message on Instagram. So I give trades, I'm gonna have a full website with all my trading strategies, how to become a pro trading. So if you want to be part of this, send me a message on Instagram. Also, I'm managing a fund, so if you have more money and if you want to make even more, message me also on Instagram. I have a group with millionaires that I'm managing, and if you want to be a part of it, send me a message. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you have a good day.